Hello, this is the next video in this series. This is Advent of Cyber 2025, day 10 of the story that is Melhair's takeover and Mixkitty's disappearance. I am not going to read this entire task, first and foremost, because there is a lot of text and not that much to actually do with the text. What I'm going to do is going to show you more of like a do as I learn kind of approach, because we have to deal with Microsoft Azure in this task, and while Azure is technically accessible enough, it is very verbose. It's annoying to work with, and it takes a lot of quagmiring. You'll see what I mean in a second. Without further ado, let me close this music, and we will start right off, because we are pretty much good to go with this task. Let's start. SOC alert triaging, sorry. Tinsel triage. Investigate and triage alerts through Microsoft Sentinel. It's a medium task, 45 minutes. I think we'll take about that time. Yeah, let's try to be shorter, because I do try to make these videos a bit more digestible. That's also why I don't want to read the entire text out loud. There's nothing inaccessible out with the text. You can read that, but I will read the instructions and where they might be ambiguous, particularly for screen reader users. So I'm going to do that as well as I can. The video is by who's doing it? Let's see. My DFIR. Okay. Task 1, the story. The Best Festival Company's Security Operations Center was in chaos. Screens flickering, lights flashed, and the sounds of alert echoed through the room like a digital thunderstorm. The elves rushed between consoles, their faces lit by the glow of red and orange warnings. It was raining alerts, and no one knew where the storm had begun. Whispers spread through the SOC as tension filled the air. Something strange was happening across the cloud environment, and the timing couldn't be worse. As the blizzard of alerts grew heavier, one name surfaced among the worried elves: the evil Easter bunnies. But why now? And what were they after this time? Objectives: understand the importance of alert triage and prioritization. Explore Microsoft Sentinel to review and analyze alerts. Correlate logs to identify real activities and determine alert verdicts. Does that say verdicts? Yes. Connecting details. Before moving forward review, okay, so basically we're doing, we don't really have anything to connect to apart from a Microsoft Azure instance, which you don't even need a VPN for. It's just access details that you get for various continents. I'm in the EU, so I used those. And that's pretty much the rest of this section. So I'm going to skip to the question where it says that we have connected to the machine. And I have done that. We were on that page at the beginning of the video. So let me take that off and go to the next task. The next task is pretty much entirely theory, so I'm going to skip it and say we did. Number 3, environment review. Before proceeding with the alert triaging, let's first review the lab environment. To get started, head over to the Azure portal and search for Microsoft Sentinel. Let's do that. Turn the speech on.
Speech mode talk. Button skip.
And there's a search bar
Microsoft Azure banner
right here. The one thing I can give you as a tip here is to use your screen reader search if you're using screen reader as much as you can, because there's a lot on these pages. First thing, we're going to go to the forum. So look for the word Sentinel.
List of search results. 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 List of search results.
As you can tell, it's very proud of its list of search results. Microsoft, take note. You don't really need to say that as often.
Sentinel. List of.
And we want Microsoft Sentinel, as it says.
List
So
of search
press
history.
enter
Recent
on
services and resources.
Sentinel.
Content is loading. Content is ready. Content is ready. You are viewing a new version of browse experience. Click here to access the old experience. 1 results found. 200. Showing 1-101. Display count: 200. Main landmark. Microsoft Sentinel try acme. Try on Microsoft.com. Region. Microsoft Sentinel try acme. Try on Microsoft.com. Grouping. Close content. Microsoft Sentinel button close.
So this is exactly why I said it's chatty. There's a lot. I didn't press any key to make all that noise happen. That was literally just what you get when you load this application in. The next thing it tells you to do is click the Sentinel instance, go to the Logs tab, and select the custom log table named syslog.cl. I actually had some trouble finding this at first. The instance they mean is in a table. So if you look for the next table on your screen, you're going to find the LAW-AOC2025 link. You want to press that. I just did. It'll tell you content is ready like 15 million times. Honestly, I would recommend going to the top of the page and just looking for the word logs at that point. And you'll find the logs link right there. It's not a tab, it's just a link for us. But you can press it. And then again, we are looking for something called syslog. So we are going to do syslog in the search field and then it's right there.
Speech out of list button. List with 300 items syslog CL. 0 results 12 / button run.
And it looks like what we found is actually the history of queries that we can run. It really doesn't tell us where we are meant to find this table, but there is a list of, I think, things you can search for. Right now we have history, and there is a tables button. So we're going to press the tables button and look for that syslog again.
0 results 12 / 23 syslog CL. 0 results button run / the query now parameter represents the time and UTC at which the speech mode
and it doesn't look like we're finding much. It's just still the history. So this is why I said this is a very sort of overfull situation. What I honestly recommend you do in this case is click on one of the queries in the history, because we are getting the right stuff. And there's two things you can do. You can find one that has results. I'm scrolling down right now and I'm seeing if there's anyone that has results. I haven't quite found anything yet. Someone appears to have been trying this and they got nowhere with it. My dog is drinking water. That's a nice little background for people listening to this. Let's see. I'm going to just use the query history. Find the query that wasn't working and then see if I can make it work. So basically, we're going to the query history. We're pressing that first button here.
Level 2 query history button. List with 300 items
syslog CL. And we're going to press run next to that one.
List out of list button stop query. New query 1 tab selected. New query 1 aoc2025 tab context menu button loading. Button unavailable button add a new tab toolbar clickable save query or move the query to a different category combo box collapse clickable opens list. Save. Clickable share combo box collapse clickable opens list.
Yeah, it's saying a lot of stuff.
Button tab button
and I'm pretty sure
tab.
it's going to say it found no results. Let's see if that's correct. I'm looking at the very bottom of this list and it says no results found. Excuse me. Now, the way to fix that is to change the time range it's looking in. Very reminiscent of what we had to do in Splunk. Just it's a little bit less convenient in this particular case. So let me find the time range controls. Well, my dog just happily slurps all the water. Very fun. Let's see, time range. Yeah, select the time range. So we press that.
Select list. Last 24 hours selected 5 of 10.
And we're going to need
last 48 hours not last 3 days not last 7 days not selected 8 of 10.
A bit more than the last.
Custom not selected 10 of 10.
So we're going to set this to custom.
Custom selected. From edit read only 12/22/2025 10:47:03 p.m.
We're just going to set it to, I don't know, the 11th of November instead of December.
1. The date and time selection. Time selection grouping. Hour spin but blank. 10 unselected. Blank.
And
edit read only.
this is super accessible, except
The date and time
not
selection.
really.
Calendar table. December 20.
You have to press down arrow on the date to make the calendar appear.
December
And
21st,
then
2025.
I found the best way
off.
to do it is to use the left arrow to scroll through the days. Let's go way back in time to like, this is the 8th of November. Let's go a little further just in case. 11th of October. Enter. And now you cannot tab to the apply button, but it's there. So you have to jump into browse mode and then set it to apply this. Yeah, there's an apply right here. I wasn't able to find the apply button with the tab key, with the browse mode you can. And now we have 300 queries we can look at. So we are now supposedly, from what I understand, in the right place that the room has us go to. So that's good. After running the query, the logs for this lab environment should be rendered. That is exactly what happened. So now we can answer the question. I have now reviewed the custom logs and press check. Task 4. Things are going pretty fast. McSkitty goes triaging. This is weird because I thought McSkitty was getting out, but apparently we are McSkitty right now. The first question we need to answer is how many entities are affected by the Linux Privesc polkit exploit attempt. So if we go and just look for the word polkit in this Azure situation, right here.
Polkit, authority equals local 6119. Unread syslog try s column 81. Message tag 0 s column 10 privesc. Tag 1 s column 11 audit. Tag 2 s column 12 discovery. Host s column 13. Tag 3 s column 14. 0 matches dialog text polk. Blank. Type column 16 syslog cl. Edge of table. Site event tag hosted tag message edge of table. Polkit authority equals local 6 row 21 tag 3 s column 21 1. Microsoft Sentinel log selected workspace. aoc2025 region Microsoft Sentinel log selected workspace.
Oh, I don't think we're in the right place. Actually, because I think at the beginning of this task, they have us go somewhere else. Please hold on to check
speech mode off.
Where we are meant to be, because we're in the wrong place. It says that we have learned about triaging. Let's move to the fun part, working inside the actual SOC environment of the best festival company hosted in Azure. This is where McSkitty will put her triage skills to the test using Microsoft Sentinel, a cloud-native SIAM and Sonar platform. Does this Sonar? SOAR, SOAR platform. Sentinel collects data from various Azure services, applications, and connected sources to detect, investigate, and respond to threats in real time. Through Sentinel, McSkitty can view and manage alerts, analyze incidents, and correlate activities across multiple logs. It provides visibility into what's happening within the Azure tenant and efficiently allows analysts to pivot from one alert to another. In this expert will explore how McSkitty reviews alerts, drills into the evidence, and uses Sentinel's investigation tools to uncover the truth behind the evil bunny's attack. Sentinel in action. To start the activity, navigate to the Microsoft Sentinel and select your dedicated Sentinel instance. That's the log analysis workspace, or LAW thing we clicked in the previous task. Under the Threat Management dropdown, select the Incidents tab to view the incidents triggered during the current time frame. So that's what we did wrong. We need to move to that Incidents thing. So let's go to the top again. You can do this with tab, you can do all sorts of interesting things, but the easiest and fastest way is honestly just Control F through this whole interface, because it's a mess. It's a massive mess. That's all I can say. So let's look for Threat Hunt. And that's right. Oh, what was it? Threat Management. Okay, my bad. So Threat Manage. Yeah, there's a submenu right here, and there is a incidents link under there. So we're going to press that. It says, there's a pop-up that says, portal.azure.com says, your unsaved edits will be discarded. You can disable this warning in the log and now analytics settings. Okay, we'll say okay. And now it says this page has been moved for the Defender portal for the the optimal unified SecOps experience. Click here to go there. Okay, we will. I am pretty sure this wasn't mentioned in the text, but it is somewhere we're supposed to go to, apparently. And now I think we can look for that poll kit situation, because I think it does. No, we cannot. Okay, let's see what's going on. Why cannot we do that? Ah, so this is inaccessible. You have to
Speech mode. No next. Dialog. No next. Graphic. Main landmark.
click away
Section.
from this
Left
little
click. Clickable button. Navigation on the menu bar
dialogue.
button.
There's a modal that
Speech mode off.
grabs focus. I don't think you can dismiss it as a screen view user. I couldn't find how you were to do that. But you can use object navigation and mouse clicks to get away from it. And it may still be covering the visual viewport. If so, blame Microsoft. I can't fix that. Now if you look for the word poll kit,
Main landmark.
you end up in a table of incidents.
Select all column 1 checkbox, not check, select row.
And we're going to have to open this alert in a minute. But let's see what columns we have access to here.
Expand incident name column 3 link Linux priv-esque. Polkit exploit attempt. Incident did column 4 1546. Priority store column 522. Tags column 6. Severity column 7 high. Investigation state column 8. Categories column 9 button privileged. Impacted assets column 10 10 devices.
Oh, so we have 10 devices and the priority is
Active
high.
alerts column 11 2/2.
And there's 2 alerts.
Service sources column 12 button Microsoft Sentinel. Detection.
Let's have a look if that's
Microsoft.
answers to any questions we need to answer.
No next edit. Visited list page has been moved to the Defender portal for try Acme Socket.
We're back in the questions list. Here
How many
is the
entities are-
question. How many entities are affected by the Linux priv-esque poll kit exploit attempt?
Edit.
It does look like it said 10, so let's see if that's the correct answer.
10. Alert leveling up in progress.
Yes, it is.
Button correct answer. Speech mode off.
What is the severity of the Linux priv-esque sudo shadow access alert? Okay, we'll go back to that other thing. Right here. And we need to find shadow. What's the severity for the shadow
Priority
alert?
store column 529. Tags column 6. Severity column 7 high.
High. Okay.
Microsoft.
So we fill in
Try Acme. What is the severity
high
edit?
for that one.
Main landmark. High. Alert leveling up in
That
progress.
is
Post
also
notification
correct.
button.
We're 45% into
Speech
this
mode
row.
off.
This is a pretty beefy one. How many accounts were added to the sudoers group in the Linux priv-esque user added to sudo group alert? Now, we could go look for that. I can see that we can guess this. It's a 1-digit number. So we can literally just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until we get the right one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 4 is the correct answer for that one. Okay. Again, we're trying to go through these a little faster. I do want to make sure that we can get this video in somewhat digestible length. So, task 5. Diving deeper into logs. In-depth log analysis with Sentinel. With the initial triage complete, McSkitty now examines the raw evidence behind these alerts. The next task involves diving into the underlying log data within Microsoft Sentinel to validate the alerts and uncover the exact attacker actions that triggered them. By analyzing authentication attempts, command executions, and system changes, McSkitty can begin piecing together the full story of how the attack unfolded. If we go back to the alerts first full detail view, we can try clicking the events from the evidence section. And alt text event evidences from a single alert. From this view, we can definitely see the actual name of the kernel module installed in each machine at the time it was installed. Diving deeper into this, we can try checking the raw events from a single host through a custom query. To do this, let's change the view into an editable KQL query and find all the events triggered from APPO2. 1. Press the simple mode drop-down from the upper right corner and select KQL mode. Modify the query with the following KQL query below. Set query now equals datetime 2025 1030 syslog CL, where host is app-o2. Projects timestamp. Okay, it's very similar to what we've seen in Splunk. Press the run button, wait for the queries to results. multiple potentially suspicious events occurred around the installation of the kernel module. Now, the one thing we don't know is what kernel module they're talking about. Is it Polkit?
Speech mode talk. What is the name of the kernel module installed in WebServer 01?
Yeah, the first question is what is the module that was installed? So we need to go find that out
Microsoft
somehow.
Sentinel. Incidents. Tags column 6. Out of incidents. Find dive select.
Polkits.
Its main landmark clickable. Cell incident loaded.
Let's open some of these
Attack
incidents
story. Out of
up and
table
look
Linux.
for the word kernel. See what we can find with that.
Find dive. Incident 0 matches dialog text. Incident.
Nothing here. Okay.
Not in the table cell. Out of incident load. 0 matches dialog. Incident. Microsoft clickable banner landmark mainland detection and categories heading active alerts. Heading button attack story. Toolbar tab evidence and response. 0 tab investigations. 0 tab assets. Tab alerts. 2 tab selected attack story. Tab alerts. Alerts. Main landmark. Toolbar. Tab.
We have the alerts open on our screen.
0
right
matches.
now.
Incident.
Nothing
Tab
for
assets. Tab
kernels.
investigations. Tab evidence. Tab summary. Out of toolbar list loaded. Menu bar. Menu item export. Menu item sub. Menu 6 months. Menu item report incident. 2 alerts. Menu item search for name or ID. Menu items. Menu item cuz out of menu bar region and menu button collapsed open button clear status. Menu button collapsed opens list add fill button reset all. Out of region table with 3 rows and 19 column. Not in the table cell. Clickable row 1 column 1. Clickable row 2 checkbox not check select alert name column 2 link Linux privest. Polkit exploit attempt. Clickable row 3 link Linux privest. Polkit exploit attempt. Tags column 3. Alert name clickable row tags column severity column 4 I. Investigation state column 5. Status column 6 new. Category column 7 privilege escalation.
Yeah, so this
Incident
is not
50.
what we're
Out
looking
of tape
for.
group similar nodes.
Let's see if we can
Incidents loaded.
find something else about
Incidents loaded. List loaded. Incidents loaded. Incidents
Okay,
loaded.
very good.
Main landmark table with 81 rows and blank. 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 List main 1 of 10 31 incidents. Incident. Expect select all column 1 checkbox check select row. Out of table incident. Main landmark table.
Now, if you look for kernel in just the list of incidents, we can actually see that there's a kernel module
Incident column 4 15
insertion
50.
alert as well. Let's have a look at that one.
Incident loaded. Out of table incident 15 incident 1556. Linux privest.
Let me
Incident
see
15.
what
Incident loaded. Main
kernel
landmark
that
Linux privest.
was.
Kernel module out of list heading level 1 I. Active. Button on button on class button last update menu bar menu out of menu bar toolbar tab selected attack story tab alerts 2 tab assets 3 tab investigations 0 tab evidence and response 0 tab asset
Can we
main
see it in
landmark
assets
toolbar
perhaps?
tab summary out of toolbar assets all assets 3 tab selected devices 3 tab users 0 tab mailboxes tab apps 0 tab cloud resources list loaded devices menu bar menu item export 3 items menu
If
item
I
customized
remember correctly, there was something about web
out of menu
server
bar filters load
01, so we should probably
table
look
with
at
4 rows
that
and 10
one.
columns assets devices list not in the table cell clickable row 1 column 1 clickable row click column 2 menu button collapsed sub menu device column 3 menu button collapsed sub menu domain column clickable row 2 app 02
App
clickable row 3 web
02,
01
web server
clickable row 4 backup 02 edge of
01.
table clickable
Yeah.
row 3 domain column 3 device hit column 4 web risk level column 5 none OS platform column 6 tags column 7 related alerts column 8 2/2 first activity column 9 last activity edge of table edge of first relate tags
And
over
we need to figure out if we can find out what the
out
kernel
of table kernel module insertion loaded incident 1556 link incident 15 incident clickable export the incident to a PDF to ensure comprehensive documentation link x export incident as PDF button expanded hybrid heading level 3 remediate progress bar 0 tasks heading level 2 main landmark ID 1556
Yeah,
heading level 1
so
kernel
it's not really telling
kernel
us
module insertion loaded 0
what
matches type
module it
incident
was. Let's have a look if we can look at the one
find dive E
device, the web
R E S
server.
in main landmark table with 4 rows and 10 columns devices 3 property page domain column 3 device hit column 4 web 0 matches incident
Okay, no, it doesn't look like
domain
it's in
column 3
here, so
click
let's
edge of
see
column asset out of menu bar 3 items menu item export out of menu bar list loaded
if we can work out what
tab
the
cloud resources 0
correct thing
tab apps
is.
0 tab mailboxes 0 tab users 0 tab selected device all assets 3 assets 3 toolbar tab summary tab evidence and response 0 tab investigations 0 tab selected assets tab alerts 2 tab attack story out of toolbar menu item out of tab alerts 2 selected alerts.
If we look at a single alert, I think you can see it there.
Tab assets.
It is
Out of
quite
menu item
drilly down
alerts
here,
table with
but
not
we
in the
should be
table
able
cell.
to find
Click
it
alert
there.
name column 2 link Linux privest kernel module insertion.
Like if we look at this alert,
Out of table
we went
list
from an
loaded.
incident to an alert. Now we're looking at an
Out of region
alert.
heading level 4 button expanded what happened. Clickable 3 devices. Button close part of incident message box. Part of incident. Linux privest kernel visited link Linux privest kernel link incidents. Out of list loading
And let's see
navigation.
what this alert tells
Main
us.
visit out of button click heading what tab analytics rule. Out of region heading level 2 analytics rule details region rule name. Linux privest kernel module insertion. Link view rule in Sentinel. Rule description. Detect suspicious kernel module loads. E.G. malicious privilege escalation modules. Out of region related events. Tab selected clear your results. List loaded. Menu bar menu item view query. 3 items. Menu item customized columns menu item sub out of menu bar table with 4 rows and 4 columns clickable row column 2 menu button collapsed sub menu time generated. Column 3 menu button collapsed sub menu hostess. Column 4 menu button collapsed clickable row 2 column 1 radio time generated column 2.
So we do get the
object.
host and the message.
11 2025 1031.
And of course there is object stuff going on, which means that Microsoft tried and failed to override the accessible name property of a column in a table. No idea why they would do that, but it makes it unreadable for screen readers. You have to use object navigation to get at the right information here. Microsoft, seriously, you can do better than this.
Host S column 3 button map 02.
This is sad.
Message column 4 button kernel 104,666
Kernel, audit type 130, audit 17, ID 82. Insert
name
module, name equals malicious underscore mod dot ko.
Clickable row 3 column 1 radio.
That's good to know. That's apparently the
Try
malicious. That's the name of the kernel module. Just let's fill that in. It is malicious underscore mod dot ko.
Leave alert. Close notification button.
That's correct.
Button correct button.
What's the next one? What is the unusual command executed within web server by the ops user? Okay. It's a good question. It's a completely different part of this situation. It does look like we're done here, at least in this alert. So I'm going to go back a few times. Where are we now? This page has moved. Yes, I know. Incident loaded with incidents. Unusual. Is there an unusual command alert? No. Something about the ops user. Nothing about the ops user. Okay, for this we might need to read a little bit more to figure out what's going on with this ops user. Press the run button. Okay, yeah. After executing the query, it can be seen the multiple potentially suspicious events occurred around the installation of kernel module. Yeah, we found that. Execution of the cp command to create a shadow file. Backup, addition of the user account Alice to this sudoers group, and modification of the backup user account by root. Okay. Insertion of the malicious mod.ko module. Okay, we didn't even have to look this up. Successful SSH authentication by the root user. Okay, fair enough. What's next? Based on the surrounding events, including the execution of the cp command to create a shadow file, backup the addition of the user account Alice to the sudoers group. Yes, you just said all this. This activity appears highly unusual. The sequence suggests potential privilege escalation and persistence behavior, indicating that the event may not be part of normal system operations and warrants further investigation. Now that we have discussed the methodology for determining and reviewing alerts, let's help McSkitty complete the assessment by examining the remaining alerts and answering the questions below. Okay. Yeah, so we need to find an unusual command. We need to find an IP address for SSH logins. And we need an external source IP that logged in as root app01. Aside from the backup user, what is the name of the user added to the sudoers group inside app01? We know that that's Alice. Oh. It's not, apparently. Okay. I thought that was Alice, but I guess it's not Alice. Uh-oh. The answer you've read it may not have been in English. Yeah, great tip there. These are the last things we need to do, so let's see if we can figure out where this is still going wrong here. Oh. So we have polkits. What else do we have access to
select all
here?
column 1 checkbox, check select row. Expand column 2 button collapse, expand incident name column 3 link Linux privesk, kernel module insertion. Clickable row 4 link Linux privesk, polkit exploit attempt, clickable row 5 link Linux privesk, sudo shadow access.
Sudo shadow access? We don't need to know anything about that.
Clickable row 6 link Linux privesk, polkit exploit attempt. Clickable row 7 link Linux privesk, sudo shadow access. Clickable row 8 link Linux privesk, polkit exploit attempt. Clickable row 9 link Linux privesk, sudo shadow access. Clickable row 10 link Linux privesk, polkit exploit. Clickable row 11 link Linux privesk, sudo shadow. Clickable row 12 link Linux privesk, polkit exploit. Clickable row 13 link Linux privesk, sudo. Clickable row 14 link Linux privesk, polkit. Clickable row 15 link Linux privesk, sudo shadow. Clickable row 16 link Linux privesk, polkit exploit. Clickable row 17 link Linux privesk, sudo. Clickable row 19 link Linux privesk, sudo shadow access. Clickable row 21 link Linux privesk, sudo.
Okay, let's look at the sudo shadow access to see if there's anything.
Sorry, looks like something unexpected has happened. Please try again later. Button OK. Sorry, button close.
Of course,
Sorry, button, okay.
something unexpected has
Blank.
happened. Let's try again later.
Clickable banner landmark button incident loaded.
Because of
Incident loaded.
course that happened.
Main landmark incident setting level 1. Graphic cannot read. Something went wrong. Please try incident 1556. Linux privesc. Kernel module insertion. Incident 15. Incident clickable graphic cannot. Incidents
Go
loaded.
back.
List loaded.
Let's refresh
Security
the
and
page
compliance.
just in
Loaded.
case.
Loading navigation. Incidents loaded. List loaded. Loading blank. Blank.
Let's actually leave that for you guys to figure out. What I do want to still do is look at that instruction for the logs, because this is purely only the incidents reports. And I don't think that simple mode thing they were talking about is on this page. I think that's back where we were before.
Find dialog. Incident 0 matches dialog text simple incidents.
Yes, so close
Microsoft
this.
Sentinel. Microsoft Azure document. This content closed. Main
Back
landmark.
here once. Go back to the Azure situation.
Find
simple
main landmark clickable. Choose working mode combo box. Collapse opens list simple.
Yes. So that field is called choose a working mode, and you can set it from simple mode to
New. Click start line down. Microsoft Sentinel. Microsoft Azure. Microsoft button. Button heading level 2 query history. Button skip to main landmark clickable. Choose working mode combo box. Collapse opens list simple mode. Choose working mode list simple mode 1 of 2. Not selected. KQL mode 2 of 2.
KQL mode. So we're going to press enter
Choose working
on
mode.
that.
KQL mode
Switch
2 of
that
2.
over.
Selected. Editor content. Press Alt plus F1 for accessibility options. Editor has autocomplete multi-line size lock.
And that has dropped us in a
size lock CL.
VS Code situation.
YSL.
Which is good because that is an accessible editor. We don't have to worry about accessibility here. And again, it's in the description of the playlist. I'm going to do like various types of handhold throughout this list of 24 videos. Sometimes I'll do the entire thing. Sometimes I'll do part of the thing. Sometimes I'll help you most of the way there. But what we aim to do is to take away the accessibility barriers, not necessarily always spoil the entire situation. Sometimes it can be helped if it's such a simple room that I really can't do anything else, then I'm going to have to. But in a room like this, I can leave some of the fun for others to do. So let me show, before we close out here, that query that we were supposed to put in this field and see how that changes things.
Button. Check button. Correct. Task 5 diving deep. Task 5 diving deeper into logs region. Button. Button. Correct. Task 5 diving deeper. Task 5 with the index alerts and attempts of how the attack on if we go section. Graphic event evidences from a single speech mode off.
Just going to scroll back down here to that query. Modify the query with the following KQL query below. So it's that set query now equals the timestamp. Then the name of the thing is log CL. Then a backslash where host equals app02. And then we get a couple of tables, columns that we want in that table. So I'm going to paste that into here, into the VS Code style
speech mode format query button.
and we're going
to clickable button.
Run
list with 300 list. Microsoft Sentinel. Query details 1
right query.
Clickable editor content. Press Alt plus F1 for accessibility options. Editor out of editor. Choose working mode combo box. Collapse opens list KQL mode. Clickable size lock CL. Where host SE project time blank. Size lock CL out of editor button format query. Clickable editor content. Blank project time blank. Size
this
blank.
second
LCYEOLS.
syslog CL
blank. Out of editor button unavailable format query. Button expanded collapse query editor. Clickable. Clickable tab chart. Tab selected result. Tab chart. Toolbar clickable. Clickable button unavailable. Add bookmark. Out of toolbar button search. Table with 301 rows and out of table button. Microsoft Sentinel. Microsoft Azure document. Main landmark. Search landmark. Search edit. Search blank. Search button. Table with 301 rows and 24 columns. Row 1 column 1. Clickable sorted descending time generated. Low clickable editor content. Press
I'm not entirely sure how you're meant to run this. Let me press Control Enter. See what that does. No,
space.
that puts
blank. Project where host SE project blank. Blank.
So how is it?
Clickable show button collapse.
Supposed to run
menu button submenu select time range. Custom. Click choose working mode combo box. Clickable editor content. Press Alt plus F1 for accessibility options. Editor has autocomplete multi-line set.
Right.
Space.
Tabbing will just enter a tab.
Size lock where host project timestamp blank. Out of editor button unavailable format query. Button expand button unavailable. Button clickable. Clickable tab selected results. Tab chart. Toolbar clickable. Clickable button unavailable. Add bookmark. Out of toolbar table with 300 column 2 clickable timestamp. Row 210/9 host S column 3 workstation 10. Program S column 4 cron. PID S column 575. Severity S column 6 warning. Row 3 critical. PID S column 54886. Program S column 4 pseudo. Host S column 3 web 02. Timestamp key local time column 210/time generated local time host program PID S size message column tags 0 tags 1 S column 11 SSH. Tags 2 S column 12 root login. Tags 1 S column 11 tags 2 S column 12 root login. Tags 1 S column 11 SSH. Tags 2 S column 12 root login. Tags 1 S column 11 SSH. Out of table. Microsoft Azure.
So as we can see, the further we deep dive into this, the further we go away from the happy path, the more annoying
row 2 works.
Sentinel gets. This is
Row 3 message
annoyingly
02.
common with these kinds of
Severity S column
applications.
6 critical. Message column 9 audit. Type equals 1334 MSG.
Let's see what we can get from some of these messages. Looks
Tax
like
0 S column 10 privesc. Tax 1 S column 11 SSH. Tax 2 S column tax 2 S row 2. Tax 1 S column 11 pseudo. Tax 2 S column 12. Tax 1 S column tax Z message pseudo. Root slash us slash local slash bin slash backup helper. Schmod plus S slash us slash local slash bin slash backup helper. Sudo root tty equals pts slash 1 pwd equals slash root user equals root command equals slash us slash bin slash down root colon root. Syslog try S column 8 4. Facility S column 7 daemon. Site message column 9 pseudo. Root. TTY equals P. Row 3 tax 1 S column 11 SSH. Row 4 SSH. Row 5 polkit.
yeah, there appear to be some problems with the accessibility of this particular portion of it. That is a shame. Maybe there's a problem with the syntax, maybe there's a problem with something else right now. It does appear that we're having a bit of trouble getting this interface to play nice. So you're going to run into that. Just because of that, it's going to make it difficult to get these answers. So I'm going to have to provide them regardless. I wasn't gonna, but it looks like I have no choice. Because, well, blame Microsoft. This is even a TryHackMe issue. This is very much a Microsoft needs to do better with these applications issue. Splunk is doing really well. Microsoft apparently not so much. So that's a shame. You can do the majority of this, and you can probably figure the rest of this out as well. I frankly just don't have the time to spend like hours and hours on Microsoft UIs to figure them out for one simple task. Because that is really what these are. These are very simple walkthrough things. And we got through most of it, so that is a good start. Honestly, this year has been relatively good where accessibility is concerned. There's absolutely, this is post, what is it? The date is December 24th right now. There's absolutely a big bite in the middle where like 4 days in a row are not accessible. But provided that last year practically none were outright doable, this is pretty good so far, honestly. I can't beg. When I cannot be a chooser, I can also not be a beggar. It's really what we're seeing. Okay, so the first question we have not yet found an answer to is quite long. And I'm going to have the computer read this last bit. Let's fill it in first, see if it works. It does. Okay, so it is...
Speech mode talk. What is the edit unavailable slash D I N slash D A S H space dash I space greater and space slash D E V slash T C P slash 198.51.100.22 slash 4444 space 0 greater and 1 out of edit O.
Okay,
speech mode off.
So I would put these in the video description, but you're really not allowed to do that technically. So I am probably not able to do that, unfortunately. I do see an IP. I'm wondering if that's either one or the other IP that we need for the other questions. 198.15. Yeah, okay, this one. Let's try that IP in this next one. Is that the right IP? No. Is it the source IP on the other one? No. Okay, so no, these are not the right IPs for that. I will look at the other window I have open to sort this out then. Let's have a look. .172.16.0.12 is the next one. And finally, the source IP, which again, you can probably find this stuff out if you have a lot of patience. The descriptions just really aren't very good in this. And Microsoft seems to be doing some shenanigans where pages are being moved as well, so that is really not helping. There's also apparently a shift between the video and what you actually need to do to get the answers for the questions, which is also not great. So yeah, this one is a bit of a PETA. Last one is 203011345. And with that, the room is not yet done. Interesting, we missed one. Aside from the backup user, what is the name of the user added to the sudoers group inside app01? I could have sworn that was Alice, but it's not. It is actually deploy. Okay, the username is deploy. D-E-P-L-O-Y. Now, and with that, the video is done. I hope this was helpful for people trying to get those sweet, sweet prizes. I'll see you in the next one.